Welcome back, everybody. I'm Brad.
I'm Steve.
So today we're going to have a side-by-side of the Porter with Crystal 60 or Crystal 40 with Pale Chocolate Malt and Simpsons Brown Coffee Malt. So the one that has the hop on it is the 40 version, and the Distant Whistle cup is the 60 version. So I'm not going to go over the recipes. I'll link a card up here. The only difference is Crystal 40 versus Crystal 60. Now the 40 version though is 5.9% ABV, and the 60 version is 5.32% ABV.
Yeah.
Which could play into what we're going to do. But I have to say, yours still has a little bit of head on it.
It does. Yep. Yours is starting to fade.
Yep. Then I've got a ring. You have no ring.
And then color-wise,
that 40. Well, you have more than me, so
it's really hard to tell. I want to say.
Look at mine.
I want to say the 40 is darker.
Yeah, it is.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be, especially with less sugar. That should, I would think, lighten it up because it's going to be a lighter beer because that sugar's not in there.
Yep. The only thing I can think of is that you got more out of the 60 into the fermenter than the 40. Like boil off something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But you brewed it on the same day, so temperature shouldn't play a difference.
Yep. The only thing would be is water volume. I guess you could say the amount of grain that went in. You know, if there was something off just a little bit, like if I used my scale and it was 3.2 ounces and one was on the very nudge of 3.2 and the other one was on the very nudge of
the other end of 3.2.
Yeah. But is that...
It shouldn't make that big a difference.
But the post-boil gravity on the 40 version was 1060, where on the 60 version it was 1055. So if you look at that, I would say the boil off was more on the 40 version because less volume means higher ABV.
Yep.
So
could account for a darker color.
Yeah. So less and more.
But you would think that 0.05 in gravity would equate to about the same if you're using darker malt and less volume.
Yeah,
so
you would think.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're 0.05 points off on this whole thing. Okay, smell.
And granted, this has had time to warm up.
Yeah, they were both taken out of the fridge at the same time, but the 40 version was open before the 60. I can tell you right now, the 40 version is 10 times better. I get more like that roasted coffee chocolate out of the 40 version. And I don't even... Is it like a bitter coffee ground?
That's what I'm getting out of this one. I was going to say that because I was like, I get coffee out of both. I like the coffee in this one more than this one. But it is that bitter coffee smell. So like a really dark roast coffee.
Yeah, and I think I would rather have that bitter roasted coffee in a stout than a porter. Like, I think all day I would choose the 40 version.
Yeah, I mean...
It smells more balanced.
Yeah, I agree. It's interesting that they're that different.
Okay. I
can tell you taste.
No, I was gonna say the 60 version almost smells like BO.
Little.
Like I'm sorry, not BO. Let's say like a wet sock. Like at the very beginning, there's like a wet sock. Then it goes into like that bitter coffee, like ground coffee. Like, I don't know. Is it just me?
Yeah, man. No,
it seems weird.
It is. It's definitely different by a lot.
Like, there's no way I would say these two have the same grain bill except for a Crystal 40. Nope. Okay, let's taste.
I'm getting more of the chocolate now, too.
That it warms up. Yep, definitely. This one's definitely colder.
It's a little more bitter.
But I think in the 40L version, we said a bitter chocolate coffee. I don't get the bitterness from that 40 version as much anymore.
No, not as it's warmed up. And, you know, we talk about warm up. They came out the fridge at the same time, but this one got open prior to this one.
Yep. So you could say 10-minute difference.
No, I like that. The 40 is a little smoother, and the 60's definitely got some bitter to it.
Yep, there's more bitterness in the 60 version. It's heavier. And I think because tasting these side by side, and we're talking about porters, the 40L version would be better there because you're talking about a beer back in the day that was meant for workers to drink on lunch than go back to the mines.
Yep. Yeah, I'd rather have the 40, I think.
Which technically doesn't make sense because this is 5.9, and if they're drinking
they're working. They're working, but they're not caring.
But I think that's what you're going to see. I've seen it in other beers where the ABV, if you make two exactly the same, stop one with lower ABV, let another one go higher, the one that goes higher is going to be have less body.
Yeah.
Because you're taking those sugars out of there. So you have to be careful. Now, if you say, well, I've had a double IPA and it's like light syrup, that's because you have a lot more sugar in there, which is making it heavier.
Yeah.
So, like, if I somehow, I don't know if you could use a yeast nutrient, but if I made, say, 2.5 gallon batch at once and split it into 2 fermenters and made one go down lower in gravity points and kept the other one higher, this is what you would get.
Yeah. Yeah, you could end one fermentation early.
Yeah. And just stop it. And this is what you're going to get. But I think the weird part in this, it doesn't smell the same. It doesn't taste the same.
Nope.
Like, it's night and day difference.
And you wouldn't think 60L, 40L would make that big a difference. You think, sure, 120 to 40, huge difference. But, yeah, 60L,
totally
20L,
different.
Or 40L.
But I know it's not 100% the same because obviously the ABV is not the same. But, I mean, it's close enough.
Yeah, I gravitate towards more
the 40L version should be made all the time. But I think once we get to the one we really like, I think we should try something like that. Like, stop one short, make a 5 gallon batch, and
2.5
maybe
gallons stop short.
Well, drink it before we ferment it. But once we get the ones we like, maybe I can do like 2 5 gallon batches, 2 weeks apart, but stop one short, then check out yeast on another one, on all the other ones or something, have a controlled SO4 or something like that. Just stop it short just to see, because do you think, and I did buy some, I bought Crystal, I believe it was 120. It was either 100 or 120 because I wanted to see what that tastes like in those. So, but I have to make that next. But it's
I think, if anything, if you could take the body off of this one and add it to this one, I think you have an awesome beer.
But I think we could do that. We could probably do it with oats.
Yeah.
Right?
I think so. Either oats or, I think just some flaked oats.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have to be much.
No, especially in a small like that.
No.
But, yeah, that's weird. I can't wait for the other ones, because there's, I think 4 or 5 more that are ready to be tested. So, but yeah, I wanted to let these sit a little bit longer. We did run into an issue with one of them where it was soured, so that one will be thrown away.
Yep.
But here soon, Steve's going to have to come back because I believe there's going to be 8 or 9 to test at the same time.
Oh, so this was your ploy. Get me to come back. I see how it's working.
Now he has to.
Okay.
No, but this is fun. Let me know down in the comments if you've done anything like this and what your outcomes have been. And there's always a link up top to the playlist for these porters or anything like that. So if you enjoyed this video, check some more videos out over here. And until next time, I'm Brad.
I'm Steve.
Happy brewing.
See you next time.